look at those. That was another cold night. Looks like some of the crew has already cleared out. The sun is on its way up, so it's already light. But I'm quite happy to stay in my sleeping bag. Even in my sleeping bag, I'm still a little bit chilly. I realized in the middle of the night I could be using my safety blanket to help me stay warmer by setting it up underneath my sleeping pad. But I forgot. And this is it. There's no more nights. Oh well. So, yeah. I have to get myself up and warm. And then I have to hit the trail for one last day of hiking. This is crazy. How did this even happen? I don't know why it feels so cold inside my backpack, which is warmer than outside. Granted, it says it's 12 degrees. But it can't be that much colder than this. And back home, I go camping in -6. But I'm freezing. I can't see it. Okay, that castle, guys, that we saw yesterday, it's actually in Egypt. That fence over there is the border fence between Israel and Egypt. Just found that out. Actually, I didn't even see the fence yesterday, so there you go. And we're off for our last day of hiking. That fence right there is the continuation of the border fence we saw over there. So just the other side of that fence, right there, right there, is Egypt. And then it goes down in that canyon down there. Wait, where is it? Down there. And you can see it, and it's so close. I could reach out and touch Egypt. It does not look as impressive on the screen. 2 ladders, which one to choose? I don't know.
It's really scary.
You can do it.
It's pretty scary.
You can do it. All right. Here we go. Oh, this ladder's too easy. Come on, guys. Hi.
You took the wrong ladder.
I did.
Yeah, you have to go back.
Now I have to come back and get my camera. Here. So you're wondering why I'm wearing this fancy lei. Well, we ran into a couple of groups of school kids back there, and the first one asked us to stop and tell them what we're doing and all about the Shvil. So we did, and then they had a bunch of these leis and gave us a few of them. So, thanks, guys. That's gonna be a great souvenir. And After that, I had to stop and empty my shoes from stones, and I lost my guys. So I don't know where they are. And then I got stuck behind another group of school kids, and now my shoes are full of stones anyways. The gators are really not helping on this surface for some reason. Even on surfaces like this before, they've been fine. Maybe I'm just being less careful and walking in more of a hurry because I'm trying to get to the finish line. I don't know. But I'm coming up on another group of school kids, so I don't know where my guys are. Oh, they're way up there. And I thought there wasn't going to be any climbing today. Well, actually, there is a little bit according to the elevation chart. One of the guys told me there's one climb. I pointed out to him that he lied because there's actually 3. Oh well, we're almost home free. So there again you can see the border fence. I don't know how well you can see it on the camera, but everything on top of that hill, over there on top of that hill, that's all Egypt. That's like, I don't know, 200 meters that away. Okay, so I finally made it up that mountain. Got some trail magic from the school kids. Their schools, I guess, had organized for some popsicles most of the way up the mountain, which was really lovely. Of course, I'm not supposed to eat them, but I did anyways. That over there is Egypt. I'm standing in Israel. That over there is Jordan. Now that is a steep drop. I hope you can see that. I don't know how much you can see. Right there you can see it really well. It's like somebody took the floor and just turned it vertical. Insane. I lost my buddies, but I guess that's okay. Looks like I'm going to finish the Shvil the same way I started. Solo. So, back there is Aqaba, and Eilat is just this side of it, behind those mountains. And over there must be Saudi Arabia. And over there, those mountains behind these hills are Egypt. And I'm not exactly sure where the border goes. But yeah, so some of these other mountains might be Egypt too, but I don't think so. I think they're Israel. So kind of a cool spot. I don't even know if I'm on the Shvil anymore. Yet again, in another way, I end the Shvil the same way I started. Trying to figure out where the markers are. I saw some Shvil markers back there that were painted over. I know that there's been changes to some of the trails, and I didn't have time to download all of those changes, so I'm just hoping that this last section didn't have changes to it, because And I think I see a Shvil marker up ahead. I hope so. But either way, at this point, if there are no markers, I'm just following my app. According to my app, I am on the Shvil. I'll eventually get there, even if I get there the wrong way. So I don't really care anymore, but there is a Shvil marker right there. And I have about 3 kilometers left. Maybe 3.5, 3 kilometers. Yeah, 3 kilometers. And I just can't wait to dive into the Red Sea and just finish this. And oh yeah, you may have noticed today my lips are, I don't know if they're just chapped with the wind and the dry air in the desert, or if they're finally sunburned. The weird thing would be if they're finally sunburned. I've been in the desert for 3 or 4 weeks now, and I've made no changes. So I don't know why they would suddenly be sunburnt now when they weren't 3 weeks ago or 2 weeks ago. So I'm hoping it's just the wind and the dry air. Final ascent. The book makes it seem so easy. It's not, especially when you just want to be done. And of course, instead of just being an easy trail up the side of the hill, it's climbing over rocks and cliffs and crags, as usual. Just came up that hill there, and look at this beautiful view. And that is where I'm headed. Oh, that is Eilat. That is Aqaba and Jordan. And I think I found my lost hiker buddies. Even the final descent towards the beach and the finishing line. They make you work for every single inch of this. And yes, the hiking buddies that I finally found have all gone ahead. They're all younger and more anxious to get to the finishing line than I am. I'm just anxious to get to the finishing line without breaking my neck. Although, there might be something to be said for getting the orange t-shirts to my birthday party. The beach is right there. It's so close. I could reach out and grab it. But I can't just yet. If this is the end of the Shvil, well, that's a bit of a disappointment. I thought there was going to be a gate like the other end. Well, actually, originally I didn't think there was, but then somebody told me that there was a gate like at Kibbutz Dan, which I thought was strange because I've never seen any pictures of it, but apparently this boulder is it. I need to find me a washroom and the Red Sea. Well, I had this beautiful plan to arrive in Eilat and just walk straight into the water, but the beach is barred off because it's a paying beach. So now I'm still trying to find a washroom and a beach. Well, that was a disappointment. still haven't found a beach I can swim at, so that's gonna have to wait till tomorrow. Found a washroom. It's under construction, I think. It was in pretty rough shape. But I did what I had to do. And found a supermarket that didn't have a Solero. So I thought, you know, I'll reward myself with a Solero. If I can't reward myself with a swim on the beach, no Soleros. So I bought a soda water. I'm gonna sit here for a moment, rest my feet, contemplate my life. Then I have to go check in and do some laundry, really, is my first item on the agenda. And then tomorrow I will find a beach. But while I'm at it, I have to tell you what I realized last night. I realized I'm now done the Shvil. I don't have to worry about carrying 5 kilos of water and 3 or 4 kilos of food. I can buy all the clothes I need to actually cover up while I do my laundry. I'm so excited. So I bought a beach cover up and pants, and I'm gonna go check in and do my laundry and find me some food. Definitely find me some food. I don't know if you can see on the camera, but the way the sky is and the sun shining down on those mountains over in Jordan there, it's so funny. It looks in reality, it looks kind of like it's fake and like a prop. Very odd. Okay, so the buses are all full. I'm trying to get into Eilat to check into my hostel, and I'm just tired of trying to catch a bus, which are all full. So now I'm trying to hitch a ride, and that's going nowhere. I might be reduced to taking a cab soon. Well, that was a disappointment. You know, I had like visions of me walking off the Shvil onto the beach and straight into the sea, just not stopping walking. And that didn't happen. The beach across from the Shvil is a nature reserve, and so it's not a public beach. I mean, you can pay to get in, but I just wasn't in that mood today. So tomorrow we will find a beach, and I will go and swim in the Red Sea, which I've never done before. And in the meantime, I'm fed and showered, and my clothes are about to go into the laundry, which is why I'm wearing that famous beach cover-up that I just bought at the supermarket after the after I finished the Shvil, along with my bikini, because those are the only clean clothes that I now have. Yeah, so I think it's gonna have to wait for a little while for me to really have some reflections on what all this means, and sort of the end of the Shvil. I think if I had not taken all the breaks that I did, I think it would have been a more definite end to the hike, to the Shvil for me. But I really needed those breaks, and I even with all those breaks and showers I had in between, I just could have stood under that shower for like hours. It felt so good. And tonight I'm going to sleep in a real bed and not think about having to go back on the Shvil, and sleep in my sleeping bag on my ultra thin, brittle sleeping pad in the middle of a freezing cold desert night. But eventually I probably will start thinking about those things again when I start thinking about having to fill in my gaps. But I'm just going to give it some time, and we'll see when all that happens. And when I do fill in my gaps, they're pretty, especially in the desert section, they're pretty spaced out and sparse. So I probably can do them for the most part without camping out, I hope. Although camping out was great, except not when it was like, I don't know, 12 degrees. I don't know how 12 degrees feels so cold. Oh, seriously, it felt like crazy cold. And yeah, so that's about it. I'm going to just chill and relax and wait for another day to evaluate. So for now, Laila Tov.